Hey guys, I'm back with another beanie tutorial. This one is for the Birchwood beanie. To get started, you'll need the Birchwood beanie pattern, a tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, a 5mm crochet hook, and your favorite worsted weight yarn. I'll put a link to this pattern in the description box down below. I'm also going to add a few more details about the materials I'm using. Make a slip knot and leave a long tail for sewing in later. Chain 41. To start row 1, I'm going to skip the first chain and work in the back lump of the chains. I'm doing 36 single crochet, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch. After that slip stitch, I'm going to leave those last 3 chains of the foundation chain completely empty. And this will make a little more sense later once I get deeper into the pattern. I'm going to chain 1 and turn to start row 2. If you're a beginner, you can work 37 back loop only single crochet. If you're more advanced, you can try working the last single crochet of this row into both loops. I think this technique gives your hat more of a sturdy brim, but if you're a beginner, you can just keep it simple and work everything into the back loop only. This way it'll just be easier to keep your stitch count on track. Now I'm going to work that last stitch of the row into both loops. I'm just going to chain 1 again and turn to start row 3. As you can see, I'm working that first stitch of the row into both loops, and if you're a beginner, just work everything into the back loops only. I'll be doing 37 back loop only single crochet, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch in that foundation chain. When you're done, there should be 2 more foundation chains left, and you don't want to work in those. Instead, just chain 1 and turn to start row 4. In row 4, I'll be doing 38 back loop only single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and turn to start row 5. Row 5 is made up of 38 back loop only single crochet and a slip stitch in the foundation chain for a total of 39 stitches. Chain 1 and turn to start row 6. Row 6 is just 39 back loop only single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn to start row 7. I'm going to do 39 back loop only single crochet and a slip stitch in the foundation chain. This will be the last slip stitch in the foundation chain of the repeat. There will be 5 repeats of this pattern in the hat. And yeah, for the next few rows, you'll be working in all of the stitches and not have to worry about keeping those last ones open. Now chain 1 and turn to start row 8. Row 8 is just made up of 40 back loop only single crochet. At the end of row 8, you'll notice that the hat has a kind of curved shape, and this is the whole reason that I did all those chains and skipping of chains. It kind of gives the hat a little bit more stretch, and I think it helps with shaping the hat so it looks a little bit more like knit than crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn to start row 9. Rows 9 and 10 are both 40 back loop only single crochet. Rows 9 and 10 are the last 2 rows of the repeat that make up this hat. I'll be doing rows 1 through 10 5 more times before assembling the hat. I'll be doing a lot of this off camera, but before I go and work on that, I'll show you a little bit of how I work the repeat into single crochet stitches instead of a foundation chain. Hopefully this will make a little bit more sense in a few seconds. Row 11 is identical to row 1, except I'm working it into single crochets instead of a foundation chain. So I'll be working 36 back loop only single crochet and a slip stitch. The slip stitch will be worked in both loops. Don't forget to leave those last 3 stitches open. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn to start row 12. Row 12 is just 37 back loop only single crochet. It's completely identical to row 2 of the pattern. I'm going to work rows 13 through 20 of this repeat and the next 3 repeats of the hat off camera. I'll be back to show you how I work rows 51 and 52 and how I assemble and package my beanie. For row 51, I'm going to be slip stitching rows 1 and 50 together. I'll be working in the front loop only of row 1 and the back loop only of row 50 to slip stitch them together, and I'll be doing 40 slip stitches. Row 52 is worked in the top of each stitch in that little circle that's left. I'll be doing 3 single crochet and a decrease. I'll repeat that 3 times for a total of 12 stitches. I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch of row 52, and then I'm going to finish off and finally cut my yarn. I'm leaving a really long tail for weaving in later. I'm attaching my tapestry needle, and I'm going to weave that yarn tail between every other stitch of row 52. Then I'm going to pull these stitches together tightly so that they kind of pull together like a drawstring. After that, I'm going to be sewing in all of my loose ends off camera. Now the hat is complete, and I'm going to add on an oversized pom-pom. This is optional, but I always like adding pom-poms to my hats. Now it's time to package my hat. I made these printable wrappers that you can use to make any of your crochet items look a little more fancy. These birch tree wraps are in my Etsy shop. They come with the purchase of the PDF pattern of this hat, and I really love how they look. I'll link all of that down below just in case you're interested. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below. Bye!